Welcome to the channel's book club. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Naija no dey carry last. You must have heard that expression several times, particularly if you live in the buzzing cities of Warri, Port Harcourt, or Lagos, south of Nigeria. For the uninitiated, in a locally invented type of English language called Pidgin English, the expression means Nigeria never comes last. And it's the title of this new book by Pius Adesanmi, who is a columnist, public affairs commentator, and a professor of literature and African studies at Carleton University in Canada. I can't tell you how many times I dropped Naija no dey carry last just to laugh and wipe off some teardrops. It's satire, a form of literature that uses humor, irony, exaggeration, or ridicule to expose and criticize people's vices, particularly in the context of contemporary politics and other topical issues. I sat with Pius Adesanmi to review his new book and discuss matters related. Enjoy it. Pius, nice to have you on the Channels Book Club again.
Thank you very much.
If you were in Nigeria, I'll probably invite you here maybe every other week.
And I'll be glad to come on your show.
Great, nice to have you. And congrats on Naija no dey carry last.
Yes, so thanks.
You almost cracked my ribs. I kept laughing and laughing and laughing. Laughing throughout. Fantastic, great work.
Thank you.
Very funny. Now, let me start by reading something you wrote.
Okay.
In the preface. I decided to write satire because I felt a political urgency to communicate with a wide national audience in a country with a perverse hostility to intellectual depth and the written word. Consequences of decades of elite assault on education and its associated values. Can you explain that a bit? You've chosen to write satire because we don't value intellectualism in Nigeria.
Because we progressively devalued it over the years, in the last 3 decades. I call it a purposed devaluation of intellectual culture. It was an assault on it, a war waged on it by the elite. And of course, you remember it started in the 80s with the progressive destruction of the universities came attitudes of disregard, of absolute contempt for intellectual depth, and a certain impatience on the part of Nigerian for knowledge, for reading, and its associated fields of reference. So that I grew up in a generation where it used to be fun to be erudite, to read and read and read and read. But that's when the assault on what the Nigerian calls Dogon Turenche began.
But it's almost it's almost like an indictment on us Nigerians, in a way.
I'll have to be honest about that.
It is, because we actually laugh at almost everything. We laugh at almost every serious thing, whether it's Boko Haram or the potholes.
We can squeeze humor, jokes out of a rock.
Is that always a bad thing?
Good and bad thing. I say satire because I write almost satire exclusively now, even in my columns and stuff like that. And one recurrent backlash that I have writing satire, I put an update, a satirical update on Facebook. Within an hour, 500 likes, hundreds of shares, comments, and all that, and then the regular media, print media, they've developed a culture of poaching the walls of popular social media figures, and then post, so it just spreads. And then, oh my God, and the comments, oh, Prof, I can't stop laughing. People in my office, my office in Lagos, I'm screaming. My office in New York, I'm screaming, and people think I'm mad. I'm laughing so hard and all that. Yeah, that's all well and good. That's one purpose of satire. But beyond that laughter is to catch your attention and then make you zoom in on the deeper message that the satire is passing across. And I feel that quite often I don't get there. I don't get there because we are self-deprecating humor is Nigerian. And we love it. We love self-deprecating humor. But I want to get people to laugh, read, sustain their attention, and then get them to think